going from spin putting to straddle putting, when you switch to straddle, is your motion still a spin putt motion, or are you now just pitching it? Because that's a lot of the problems that I have is when I switch to a straddle, I'll end up either way short or trying to give it too much and going high right.
Good question. For me, when I change to the straddle, like I had said, it's definitely more of a, I'm not trying to necessarily, I'm trying to make the putt, but I'm not trying to blow past if I miss. So it's more of a safety putt for me. It's one of those, put it up, if it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, it's not going to blow past. Therefore, it is more of a push putt than it is a spin. So I'm definitely changing up my motions, because when I do my spin putting, when I got my staggered stance, it's definitely coming from the hip and going out, and it's my whole body in motion. It's a lot harder to putt straddle from the hip and get that spin and get the distance. With me, for this, all that power is coming off my back foot, and that's where all my power comes through my putt, through my spin, is off that back foot. So it's definitely changed up when I go from straddle to staggered.
So with the straddle putt, you're moving up and down. It's up and down. There's a little bit of back and forth, but for a lot of the players that just have a pretty basic straddle putt that isn't seasoned a bunch, there's a bit of spin and kind of like what'd you call it, muscle memory, where you kind of just like snap it off. I see a lot of guys that'll kind of just and snap it from there. The big thing is you're going up and down and back and forth, which is more than just an up and down or just a back and forth. There's always going to be like slight variation in wind or how high you want to throw it, or stuff like that. But I think on a straddle putt, if you can keep it to like that one motion, up and down or back and forth, because you're talking about the grip with the spin, but then as you're straddle putting, it's kind of not transferring like timing wise. A really big thing is I take my fingers from being more gripped down like that when I'm spinning, to where I'll kind of just set them on the disc when I'm. Yeah, well, it's almost in the same place, but the feeling's totally different. I'm not like grabbing in with it and really just like digging in to go zing. I'm more or less using the tips of my fingers to kind of push at the disc all the way up, with little spin, which is going to get you a lot of momentum. It's more of a momentum putt than that spin putt. So if you think just like almost, it's tricky, because I still I'll spin it off a little bit if it's a long way away. I still have that. But for the short ones, if it's short and you're kind of just out of a bush, I kind of just pop it up.
A segment that we have at Dynamic Discs, I don't know if you guys have checked it out yet. We've got 2 episodes out. They're pretty cool. But we did spin putting versus push putting. And what a lot of people don't understand is on the push putt itself, just because it's called a push putt doesn't mean there's not spin on the actual disc. There's still spin on the disc, so it's still coming off the wrist and still spinning. It's not, like a toss in. As where, spin putts definitely spinning, more rotations. That's why you can get a lot more distance out of the spin.